So how do you know that aliens are real? You don't. Because science has yet to confirm that they're real. At least in a way that tells the world that it's confirmed. So how do you know that aliens are not real? You do. Because science has not told you that they are real. But if they were real, let's just say, hypothetically, the United States government was operating with them for 80 years, over 80 years now, what would you think the operations would be about? If they were real, and the operations have been going on for 80 years now, over 80 years now, and they do have some place out in Antarctica where they're working with some alien beings that have a subversive agenda for humanity, which is what we're hearing from certain circles. The military kind of said something about it as well, I think it was, with the whistleblower and everything. So they've been having something going on in Antarctica. Then what do you think the result's going to be if they get enough time and leeway and permission and everything else, to go ahead and make that happen? Because maybe they're not quite there yet. Maybe they're working on it. They don't need anything interrupting the progress and their efforts, disturbing it, before they can pull it off and make it happen. And if it is in this scenario, that is possible that they're doing that, then what part of the United States government is working against that? So let's say that so-called aliens, if there were such a thing, were to come and introduce themselves and say, well, this part of this certain alien right here, not all of them, but this certain one right here says they don't like humanity, they don't like they don't like the people of planet Earth, the beings of planet Earth, the aliens of planet Earth would be alien to them, where they're from. That would make you aliens to them. They don't like the aliens from planet Earth. The Earthlings, they've been referred to as, right? And they're like, okay, well, your technology and everything that you have is so much greater than ours, well, what are we going to do? Well, sell out, I guess. They say, okay, well, we'll sell out then. So then they sell out. What part of that government didn't sell out? What part of that government said, well, we're about our people and for our people? Matter of fact, a lot of technology has been going on down here on planet Earth, and it makes you wonder where it's come from. How did it get to be so advanced? Where did all this technology come from? And a good bit of it, they don't even show us. They don't even let us in on. But just what they've let us in on is mind-boggling, some of it. Just imagine what they don't give you, what they don't show you, how mind-boggling that can be to you. The laymen and the people out here, the regular, everyday, workaday folk. So I've been saying that I know the government's been following me around. That makes me delusional. Ever since 2017. In spite of everything I show that would show you why I'm delusional if I'm delusional. All the evidence and everything, the crafts that follow me around all the time in the air, and I'll show you where it's at and so on and so forth. And there's one over this way, over here, I'm looking at it right now. And you say, well, show it and then prove it. Then I show it to you and you still don't believe. But there it is over there at the distance. Going all nice and slow like, in the broad daylight. Anyway. So what do you think that's for? I think maybe they're waiting for me to fail in my deluded state of what I think and what I believe. And they're waiting on me to fail for some reason. If I fail, it means something. In the Lightworker's Handbook, it says towards the very end, the last book, I believe it was, of the 5-book installment, is that were you expected to win, or were you expected to succeed in this whole mission that we're supposed to be doing? And it gives up, and then Cryon speaks about it and goes up to the very end, then it cuts it off like he ran out of stores, like I do quite often. before we can answer the question whether success was expected or not. So how do we know that there is no such thing as aliens? Well, if you think about all the complexity, and I may run out of storage right now, okay, before I finish this. If you think about all the complexity that goes into, if I do, then you know why, what happened, that goes into planet Earth, you know, all the life forms, like a man and a woman, let's take that for instance. They go and they copulate, then they conceive. Then it takes approximately 9 turns for some universal magic to take place from her ovary or her eggs to his sperm. To fertilize it, then produce something. If you look at it in the womb, what does it look like in the womb, right? As you can see, the monograms and the sonograms or whatever, right? They show you the pictures of it out there. And it's all like this, of the fetus and all that. We know that could not, with all that complexity that it took to make all this life happen on planet Earth, we know with common sense that could not have taken place anyplace else in the universe. It just doesn't seem possible, does it? Because there's so much intention, so much seemingly deliberate or otherwise a design going on this planet alone, with the solar system, how that operates, having a sun and a moon. We know that could not be produced once again in a certain fashion, that it would be exactly like this. And if it can't be exactly like this, if it wouldn't be exactly like this one, then we know that it couldn't possibly happen. Now, could it? If it was slightly different, it had to be exactly like this for life, intelligent life, and especially intelligent life, to happen someplace else in the universe. But if you look at, when you look at the water that makes this possible, they say water makes this possible. More than you know, having water for what we got going on here on this planet. There is water someplace else in the universe. There are large bodies of water someplace else in the universe. You know what? I'm gonna end it right here, because everybody knows there's no such thing as aliens, right? It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem possible. Only thing that seems possible, that human beings are possible. Everything on this planet Earth is possible. Earthlings are possible. All the life, the teeming life on this planet is possible. But it doesn't seem possible that any other life could be out there. Not even fucking little microbes. Short of atoms, which are alive in a very spiritual way. I don't think this could have been reproduced once again anywhere else in the universe. What do you think? Not this or anything like it. However, if there were, in that first scenario, such things as aliens and these things aren't taking place, what do you think you ought to do about it? You think there's anything you can do about it? Maybe in my deluded state, I feel like, although it's not to me to tell you what to do about it, it's for me to kind of convince you that there is something that you ought to be doing, that you could be doing. You know, all you crazy people out there who believe in aliens, and that the government's been dealing with aliens for 80-something odd years, and that they're working towards something. And they have been working towards something. Now we're coming to a precipice right now that it seems like things are actually starting to push to the next level of being introduced to what they've been working on. Like when they introduce you to the microwave oven, when they introduce you to the television set, when they introduce you to the telephone, and then iPhone Pro 17, until they come out with 18 yet, and they introduce you to all this stuff they introduce you to, you're just sitting there like going idly by, and all of a sudden they say, hey, there you go, and you're like, great, that's great. What is this? It's the Rubik's Cube. Figure it out.